The Sake of the Gods is a Chinese story. Once upon a time, in a mountainous village in China, there was a temple dedicated to the gods. The temple was inhabited by messengers of the gods who descended from heaven and prayed daily to bless the villagers. Deep within the temple was a temple where the gods lived, where it was said that a sacred liquor called the legendary Sake of the Gods was stored. This sake was said to give infinite wisdom and power to those who drank it, and to have the power to communicate with the heavenly world. The villagers were not allowed to touch the liquor for a long time, because the monks who served the gods firmly believed that this liquor was too powerful for anyone to get. However, one day, a young man named Chen Lei came to the village. He was a very intelligent and brave young man who was highly respected in the village. When Chen Lei met the messenger of the gods in front of the temple and heard rumors about the divine wine, he was very interested. "I want to taste that sake at least once," he decided in his heart, and asked the messengers, "What will be gained to those who drink the wine of God?" The messenger replied quietly, "Drinking the wine of God will determine your fate. If you drink, it can only be given to those who can use it correctly. But if the drinker abuses its power, it will invite the wrath of the gods." Chen Lei took the words firmly, but he still couldn't suppress his strong curiosity about the divine wine. Determined to open the door of the temple and ask the messengers of the gods, "Please, give me this wine of God. I will use its power correctly, protect the village, and obey the will of heaven." The messengers of the gods stared at him in silence for a while, and then finally decided to give him the liquor. "If you are really prepared for that, I will give you the wine of God. But let's not forget, by using the power of alcohol, you take on a great responsibility." As the messengers said this, they took out a golden urn from the back of the temple. The sake flowing out of the urn shone like gold, and the aroma was as sweet as the flowers in the sky. Chen Lei took a sip of the wine, and in the blink of an eye, he felt that his body was full of strength and his heart was pure. He felt like his eyes were opened in that moment, and he felt empowered to see into the past and future. However, drinking the wine of the gods gave Chen Lei an unexpected power. He did everything possible to protect the village, manipulating the weather, curing diseases, and bringing a good harvest. People began to call him a messenger of God and worship him. Chen Lei, who gradually began to drown in the power, began to abuse the power of the divine wine. He began to use his powers to control and intimidate the villagers. His actions went against the will of the gods and led to the wrath of heaven. One night, when Chen Lei visited the temple again and asked the messenger of the gods for help, the messenger said quietly, "Heaven knows that you have abused your power. You are waiting for the reward." When he finished speaking, the sky darkened, thunder roared, and the temple shook. Suddenly, Chen Lei lost his power, and he felt his body gradually weaken under the influence of the divine wine. The light disappeared from his eyes, and Chen Lei, who had lost his strength, knelt on the spot. The messenger of the gods said last, "The wine of God is not given to those who only seek power. Those who use true power must continue to have mercy and responsibility in their hearts." After that, Chen Lei left the village and never drank the divine wine again. The villagers passed down the power he once possessed as a legend, ensuring that he would never forget the existence of the divine sake so that he would never abuse it again. That's it.